70 to 80% of the people in Senegal are farmers. And so, you know, if you're wanting to reach a group of people, you need to meet them where they're at. So what a better way to get in with them, farm with them, and at the same time you're able to share biblical principles with the people. So you're getting at their level and you're developing those relationships through farming, and then you're able to share biblical truths with the people. So it's an excellent avenue for sharing the gospel.
Oftentimes farmers here see themselves as poor, uneducated people who are victims of poverty. One of the blessings that we have is to be able to encourage people and say, you know, God isn't poor, God isn't uneducated, and He's the master farmer. Like, He's the very first farmer. And help them understand that their role in farming is really, really important. Like, they may think like they have nothing to offer, but actually they're sustaining their entire country, and they need to be proud of who they are as farmers, proud of who they are, made in the image of God, our Creator.
It's not just coming to a group of people and teaching techniques and management. It's the three main aspects of farming God's way. There's Bible teaching, there's management, and there's technique. So it brings everything together. It's like a holistic approach to sharing the gospel. It's like the gospel with boots on. And the Bible is full of agricultural analogies as you read through the entire Bible. It's a great avenue. We're able to show them these techniques that they haven't been using that are very effective and cheap, so they're at their level. And it's full of the gospel. We start out with creation and explain how God is the master farmer, which is always a shocker to the people here. They don't think of it that way. But when we read in Genesis, God planted a garden, and He put Adam and Eve into the garden and told them to cultivate and take care of the garden. So we come and do these 3-day trainings out in the village. We're sharing our lives with them, teaching them farming and sharing the gospel with them.
If we can get a model for people to look at, that's one of our goals. The other goal is through that model then teaching and training other people. So we're teaching interns, where we're also trying to train up a couple guys right now to be kind of champions for us, so that they can also take on the responsibility of teaching others. So this training, like we did this week, we allowed them to teach some of the things because we don't want that to just stop here. We want to be passing that baton and multiplying our efforts. Another big focus is just trying to get into communities where we're doing actual 2 or 3 day trainings in Farming God's Way, where we're going over biblical and management and technology principles that together can really help them come out of that yoke of poverty. And so some days we're going out to villages and trying to set up a training or trying to follow up on some people that we trained. Other times we're trying to mentor and work with people that are champions. And then the other part is teaching people through our model plots, like interns and other people, how we can get a better yield using maybe less land or less effort, and try to get sustainable profitability through that.
Not only here, but in other countries, people are coming to know the Lord through this training. In fact, in this most recent training, one of the testimonies was he was expressing how happy he was, and I expected him to go on and talk about the techniques he learned, but he said, what touched me was, I learned who God was through your teaching. And so it kind of blew me out of the water, because most of the time people are looking for a technique. How do I improve the soil? How do I improve my plants? But time after time again, people walk away saying, what I learned most was who God was through your teaching. And that's what we're after, you know, sharing God's kingdom.
One guy said his favorite part was the fact that we opened the day up talking about God. And so I realized at that point, like, that door's been open to us and we've gotten that opportunity, and God's got to do His part as well. But we're getting the opportunity to at least proclaim the gospel through agriculture, and it gives us a great avenue to both present the gospel and also talk about something that can improve their livelihood at the same time.
You can look up Farming God's Way online, and it gives you all sorts of information on how you can get involved. You can come over and do short internships with us and work alongside us. And always in all those, pray for us. We need your prayers.